Welcome to the Ray Sanders Leadership Podcast. And as you might suspect, I'm Ray Sanders, and I'm your host for the show. You know, we like asking a lot of questions around here, so I have a big one for you today. How's it going? Yes, I'm serious. When was the last time you paused from all the busyness in life and simply asked yourself, hey, how's it going? How's it going in all the different areas of your life? Well, stick around, and we're going to take a spin on the wheel of life as we look at how things are rolling in your neck of the woods. Hello, everyone. I'm Ray Sanders, and you're listening to the Ray Sanders Leadership Podcast. Welcome back. Thanks for checking in with us here on the Ray Sanders Leadership Podcast. If you are like me and you hear a lot of things going on out in the world, there's a lot of things that you could be listening to. And you know what? I'm really happy that you are willing to come alongside with me today. And if you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe and I hope you'll share this podcast with a friend. So back to our question. How's it going? I mean, like, really? How is it going? You probably have a pretty good idea, but have you stopped to think it through and ask yourself, how are things going in all the different areas in your life? On today's podcast, I want to unpack a free online assessment tool called the Life Wheel. You can take the Life Wheel assessment online at raysanders.com under the resources page. The Life Wheel assessment is simple, it's easy, and it's fun. You can also download the Life Wheel assessment as a PDF from the resources page if you like that better at raysanders.com. The Life Wheel assessment is a simple tool, but I believe it is very useful for helping us take a closer look at how things are going in life. The Life Wheel will help you gain insight into various dimensions of your life. It'll help you identify areas of strength and areas that need improvement. It's a great foundation for setting meaningful goals and pursuing a more balanced and fulfilling lifestyle. When you think of the Life Wheel, I want you to imagine a wagon wheel. No, we're not going out in the Old West in a covered wagon. And I am a Sooner, and we've got the schooner. But I do want you to imagine a wagon wheel. Imagine a wagon wheel, and this wagon wheel that we're imagining has 8 spokes. Each spoke plays an important role in making sure that the wheel doesn't run flat. Lose a spoke, have a weak spoke, and we've got trouble on the wagon trail. The spoked wagon wheel represents your life and all the important aspects that keep your life rolling. And here are the 8 spokes that I believe that we find in life, that we find in the Life Wheel. Here they are. Health. Health is one of the spokes. Friends. Finances. The spiritual aspect of life. Family. Career. Purpose. And fun. The Life Wheel asks you to rate the different areas of your life on a scale of 1 to 10. And then average those ratings to give you an overall score. Are you with me? It's a little bit complicated, but not so much if you think about it. There's 8 spokes. We're going to score each of those 8 spokes, and then we're going to take the score from each of those spokes, and we're going to average it to kind of give us our rating in life on the Life Wheel. So here's how it works. It might be helpful if you're at home or at your office somewhere to have a piece of paper handy, or if you want to, you can simply go to raysanders.com and take the assessment online or even download the Life Wheel as a PDF if you like. But for now, let's walk through the idea. You'll get the idea. Even if you're driving down the road, you'll get the idea. So kind of go with me on this journey. Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being pretty bad, at this moment in time, how would you rate your health, your overall health? I'm talking about physically, mentally, and emotionally. On a scale of 1 to 10, would you give it a 6? Would you give it a 7? If 7's a C grade, would you say it's an 8, a B grade, a 9, 10? What would it be? Based on where you feel right now, at this moment in time, how would you rate your health? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's move on to the next spoke. Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, at this moment in time, right now, where you're at, how would you rate your friendships? You know, one of the things I know that guys struggle a lot more than the ladies do with friendships. Who do you have in your life? How would you rate the friendships that you have? On a scale of 1 to 10, would you say it's going great, or would you say it's not going so great with friendships? Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, at this moment in time, how would you rate your overall financial situation? Do you have money in the bank? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Have you thought about retirement? Are things looking good? Are you needing to make a little more money? How are things financially right now on a scale to 1 to 10? Here's one that's interesting. Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, how would you rate your overall spiritual life? Your connection with the higher being, to God. For me, it's about my relationship with Jesus. How would you rate your time, your devotion, your connection with your overall moral guiding direction that's in your life? How well are you living according to the moral code that you have established for your life? How's your spiritual life going on a scale of 1 to 10? Then, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, how would you rate your family relationships? I'm talking about your immediate family, maybe with your spouse, maybe with your kids, or your extended family, maybe your aunt and uncles or somebody else in your life. How are things at Thanksgiving? How are things at Christmas? How are things at other holidays? When you're together, how do you feel when you're with family? Would you rate it a 10? Could never be better? Or would you rate it a 1? It's never been worse. Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, how would you rate your satisfaction with your career, your job? And maybe you say, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Okay, that counts too. Trust me, my wife raised 6 kids, and that was full-time. At home, it was a job. I promise you. That was her career, and she did a great job at it. So whether you're an executive or whether or not you're working in a cubicle somewhere, how is your career going? How is your livelihood going? Is it going great or not so great? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, how would you rate how things are going with your career? And here's one I really think we all should think about. All of us want to know that our life matters. All of us want to know that our life has meaning. Do you know that the number 1 selling nonfiction book of all time is The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren? There's been another great book that's kind of on this topic, and that's by Simon Sinek, and he says it starts with why. We all want to know that our life has meaning. We all want to know that our life has purpose. And so on this one, based on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, how would you rate your overall purpose, your purpose in life? Do you feel like your life has meaning? Do you feel like you're living according to a certain calling? Or how significant do you think your life is being at this point? Is it what you would hoped it would have been by now? Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. And then finally, you might be surprised to see this one on the list, but it really does matter. Based on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being great and 1 being bad, how would you rate the fun you're having in life? You know, all work and no play makes for a sad boy or a sad girl. If all you're ever doing is work, work, work and never having any fun, you're not enjoying the fruits of your labor. How would you rate the fun you're having in life? Oftentimes I will ask an executive, what are you doing that's life-giving? What have you done with your spouse or other people that's life-giving? And oftentimes they're like, I haven't had any fun in such a long time. I don't know. So how's that going for you? Are you setting aside some time to have some fun? On a scale from 1 to 10, how's it going? At this point, you can add up your ratings, and then you will divide them by 8 to get your overall life score. Of course, taking the assessment online at raysanders.com does all that work for you automatically, and you can download the PDF and you get the idea. But here's what we've found. We've found that satisfaction in life is based upon multiple factors. If we'll just pause and ask ourselves, how are things going? If you'll look at these different aspects of the life wheel and kind of taking an assessment, taking an inventory, I think you may be surprised at what you see. You see, the life wheel assessment highlights key areas that influence our satisfaction in life. You may discover that one or several areas are influencing your overall score. And then providing greater attention to these areas has great potential for improving your overall quality of life. But you have to pause. You have to take the time. You have to be honest with yourself and really rate how you're doing in these various areas. We believe when you combine success with significance, great satisfaction can be obtained in life. You know what? If you'd like to learn more about how to gain greater satisfaction in life and how to become a more effective leader, my goodness, reach out to us at raysanders.com and let's connect. Hey, I hope today's podcast has you thinking about things that are going on in your life. To pause. We're so busy. Sometimes we just need to be still. Maybe you're sitting in traffic right now. Maybe you're on a walk. Maybe you're at home just resting, debriefing from the day. Maybe you need to just pause and reflect. From time to time, I'll take out that life wheel and I'll kind of assess my life and I'll ask myself, is one of the spokes a little less than it needs to be? Because if you imagine that round wheel and one of the spokes begins to shrink, what happens is that wheel begins to get out of round. And there's a reason why you hear this thump, thump, thump in your life. It's because there's an area in your life that isn't quite meeting its full potential. And that's why we call it the life wheel. A good life wheel goes round and round like the wheels on a bus. But if we're not careful, we can end up on the side of the road on the road of life in our journey with a flat tire with something unraveling. Maybe it's our finances. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's with our family. Maybe it's in one of these areas that we've talked about. Sometimes all we need to do is take a pause and take a look at how things are going. You know, if you liked what you've heard today, we hope you will subscribe and tell a friend. Don't miss the resources page at raysanders.com. You'll find the Life Wheel assessment there along with other fun online assessments and downloadable tools that will make things better, I promise you, in life and work. So that's going to do it for today's podcast. I'd like for you to remember this. We're in your corner for life and work.